Hours ago, we talked to Archie Miller, head coach of Dayton, with their big win over Ohio State. Before we get to some of the locks that we have, I want to give a shout out. This is around the time where you have I love the one, and we talk about NCAA. I do love the commercial. They say however many hundreds of thousands are going to be professionals in something other than their sport in the NCAA, because that's how it is. Most are going out to work, in the real world after they're done competing, but that doesn't mean they don't put the time and energy in competing. We talk about the majors all the time, but there are championship series going on now, and a couple of them are two sports I did. Actually, one is wrestling. I wrestled at Notre Dame as well. Unfortunately, they dropped that sport, and hopefully they'll bring it back. And the NCAAs are going on right now in Oklahoma City. It's on this weekend. I think Penn State's leading after day one. They're going for their fourth title. Cale Sanderson's the coach there, undefeated in college. But I love wrestling easily as much as I do football. I think it's a fantastic sport.
Were you good?
I own the fastest pin at Notre Dame. I pinned a kid in 14 seconds.
Nice.
Yeah, right when the whistle blew, I went across and I locked up really. Me and my brother Bob would wrestle. We kind of use this occasionally. You go up and you lock up really hard and kind of give them a forearm right in the neck and kind of tick them off. So you kind of do it, shake their head, and let them go. And then what happens is they kind of come after you to try and do the same thing. So I locked up really hard, caught him right in the neck with a forearm, shook it really, and threw him back a little bit. And he came back after me, and I went under, hit a double so deep, he just went right over my shoulder, right onto his back, and threw a half in and pinned him in 14 seconds. I loved wrestling. My brother Bob could have been an Olympic wrestler, but it was in '80 when the boycott was going on.
So he'd take you out, basically.
Oh, yeah. He was a better wrestler than I, but I absolutely loved it. So that's going on right now. And then something I did, obviously not in college, but the first thing I did was swimming. My daughter's a swimmer at Notre Dame right now, a sophomore. The NCAA for the women are going on right now in Minneapolis. And, when your kids are on teams, you really get to know their teammates a lot. And there's 8 Notre Dame swimmers there, but one, Emma Rainey, she's the American record holder in the 200 breaststroke, and that's going to be Saturday. And she'll swim the 100 breast today. It's Bria Larson is a girl from Texas A&M who's the American record holder in the 100. They'll match up tonight in that, and then tomorrow in the 200 breaststroke. I love swimming. We were talking, Jay, 2 very difficult sports when you train for them. Training for swimming, for all the times you look at the lines at the pool, and for wrestling when you're going one-on-one with guys. I mean, it's just so. I mean, there are a lot of other sports out there, and I just love to give them a little bit of love because they work just as hard as the football players we talk about and the basketball players we talk about. And then when you get to know them a little bit, that adds to it. So, Emma, good luck. I hope you win it both tonight and tomorrow, and to everybody else who is competing and worked, to give it their best.
I'm guessing Missy Franklin will do pretty well.
Missy Franklin, interesting you brought that up. She's swimming a lot of off, eventually a backstroker, really, but